They lined the streets and many joined hands. They may lack a single voice to lead them, but it's yet another show of unity and a cry for political change.
Once again, thousands of Russians have come out on the streets of Moscow and are demanding free and fair elections and a freer, more open society. Now, we're standing on the Garden Ring Road. That's around 16 kilometres long and it encircles the Kremlin. And one protester perhaps summed up the mood best to me a few minutes ago. He said, "The Kremlin has encircled us and now it's time for us to encircle the Kremlin."
Most of those who came represent Russia's urban middle class. Many benefited from the years of oil wealth that Putin policies converted into better wages and an improvement to their standards of living. But they say now that Putin's decision to lead them again was an insult to their dignity. Enough of the corruption that Putin himself has called systemic, enough of the vote rigging and lies.
People have honor and dignity. They came here to show that they care, that they want their rights to be respected.
Opposition leaders say the fight will go on.
How do you react to those that say without a strong leadership the protest movement doesn't have legs?
We don't need leadership now because there is no election in this country. When it will be election, it will be a leader. Don't worry.
At Revolution Square, the atmosphere was very different. It was here where the annual festivities celebrating the end of winter were to be held. Security forces barricaded the area after a call from some activists to hold an illegal rally and burn effigies of Putin. They wanted to say goodbye to Russia's political winter. Outside the square, scuffles broke out when pro-Putin activists infiltrated a group of protesters. The protesters called for police help. The day had until then been a peaceful one, and it was the same group of pro-Putin activists who were determined to burst the protesters' balloons. Earlier, a few Putin supporters had handed out ribbons and hearts at a small gathering.
We think that today is essential to support Putin publicly. We want to say we're not mere numbers.
Polls predict that Putin is set to win the election on March the 4th, but the protest movements say they will be back on the streets even after his victory. Charles Stratford, Al Jazeera, Moscow.